All right, Patriots Draft Central coverage. John Zanis, Taylor Kyles breaking down every single player the Patriots picked in the 2023 NFL Draft. Patriots did not initially have a fifth round pick. They traded out of the fourth round to acquire a couple of extra picks, moving down out of pick 135 into the fifth round, where they took, wait for it, another interior offensive lineman. We'll tell
Can
you
you
about that in
believe
a.
it?
Can you believe it? Oh, wow. Just what everyone thought they would do. This segment is powered by FanDuel, the exclusive wagering partner of the CLNS Media Network. Sign up at fanduel.com/Boston. And the player here, Antonio Mafi,
Yeah.
UCLA, another mauler, kind of a big bodied guard. Good in the run game, strong, physical, to go along with, the other two interior offensive linemen that they had taken here. Maybe more in the mold of the City Sow sort of pick, but let's talk about first. Let's talk about the player first. What can you tell us?
So I see him as a more direct Onwenu insurance, Onwenu backup, whatever it is. His body type is best suited for the Patriots on the right side because that's where they run a lot of their power schemes, their downhill gap scuff, where you want those bigger, like 330 plus pound guys who can just move people. And I think that's one of Mafi's best skills. And he's similar to Sal in that he's athletic. He's got a lot of tools that you like for a guard on top of just being really big, although he's not quite as mobile, I think, as Sal. But he's just a bigger guy. He's really powerful, so he's a bit stronger. But he's also relatively raw, just a toolsy guy who you hope that Adrian Clem can bring the best out of.
And that's what you hope for there. Another, not a full project. I think there's starter potential here. It's again, what we'll ask the question, what we asked kind of the whole way through is, do they need that many of these guys? Again, you've got three entrenched starters right now. David Andrews has 2 years left on his deal. At the center position, you drafted a center, so it's not something you need to address immediately. Michael Onwenu is a flight risk in the last year of his deal, but you just drafted Cole Strange and you have him under contract for several more years. So you have entrenched starters here. You really are drafting backups and injury replacements here, and there's a lot of them, and it's not just the three that the Patriots drafted. You're adding them to sixth rounder Chasen Hines from last year, Cody Russi, and so it's pretty jammed there, and that doesn't mean that they're done signing players at that position anyway. So again, kind of going back to the same question we asked is why so many of these guys, in an area that doesn't seem like it's an immediate area of need. This is again the question when much of our debate that we'd had throughout a lot of our live coverage. Players seem fine, it could absolutely hit, could be valuable, but a lot of them at one position while kind of missing out on some other, potential positions in need. Again, I asked you this after the City South pick. I mean, at this point where you're like, okay, this is a lot of these guys.
Not necessarily because I think they got two guards and a center, so they have one backup for each part of the offensive line. And again, James Ferenc is the top backup for every interior spot, and he's 33 years old. He's 3 years old. I think he's going to be 34 this season. So he's 4 years older than David Andrews, which is pretty insane. Even I was surprised by that. I don't know how that works out. But they really did need not just a backup. I think it was important that they got a few backups so that, if one guy isn't working out, or like I said, these are a lot of works in progress. So, sir, maybe Jake Andrews can go in if David goes down, but there's no guarantee that one of those guards is going to be competent enough to give you good quality of play. So maybe at least you kind of hedge your bet and you get two guys. So I think it's just something that was unexpected. And I think because people saw other needs, it became like, oh, well, this might just be that value. Like, what are they doing? But this is something even on my draft needs. I had it on there. It just wasn't super high because I figured that there were just other needs that were bigger. But if the team thought it was so important that they had to draft almost three consecutively, then, I'll take their word for it. I have never built my own team, or no one has ever helped me build my own team. So, until further notice, I will give them the benefit of the doubt because I really think they were some pretty good picks.
And so there you have it. Three offensive linemen, as you said, not quite three consecutive, but all clustered together. I think definitely had a few people scratching their heads like, wow, this wasn't even an area I expected them to address at all. And not only did they address it, they addressed the crap out of it. So, three interior offensive linemen added to the mix here, adding a lot of depth at that position. And we'll see how this pans out, but there'll definitely be some competition in camp. And then, we'll see which of these players, if any, have starter potential down the road, which again gives you definite insurance as, some of these players, and as we mentioned, Andrews is only 30, but you do wonder how much longer he's going to keep going. And Onwenu could be question marks down the road. Again, thank you for watching. Make sure you cover all of our, you stick with all of our draft coverage as we cover every single player that the Patriots drafted in the 2023 class. And again, follow Taylor Kyles for all of his written analysis on CLNS.